Yo, what's going on? Testing, mic, testing, chat, testing, mic, chat. Are you there? How we doing? What's going on? What is going on, everybody? How we doing? Let me switch to the chart. There we go. Beautiful. Should have some candles visible now. Let everyone roll in here for a little bit, and then I'll go over everything. How we all doing, though? For anyone that's here, Gary first. What a legend! What an absolute legend. Lelouch, what's up? What's going on? T2P, baby, T2P. You know the deal. You know the vibes. Opening up really close to prior day's low. Actually, we Frant ran it by a tick. That has to get swept, right? Like, there's no way that doesn't. Boy, no way, boy. Tokyo did just open right on time. As soon as I come on, Tokyo opens. Y'all know the deal. They always wait for me. What can I say? What did we do the rest of the day? T2P, baby, T2P. Haven't had that thumbnail in a little bit, though. I've gone back to the OG thumbnail. Wow. Okay, so we sold. So I and I'll repeat this as well, like as everyone filters in, but I traded on the Apex account, which I've got right here, and I'll go over that in a second as well. Let me switch to like a 5-minute chart. I traded the first hour-ish, kind of. I only traded this move. Sorry, this one right here, this initial push up, and then this one right here. After that, I got my bag and left because like I said, I told y'all I have been consistently green. Actually, let me show you the stats. I've been consistently green, like pretty much every time. Oh, that's funny, but then, oh, that's funny. All right, there's prior day's low. I'm gonna turn that on in a second, but I do want to show y'all this. I've been consistently green so early in the day. Look at this, 9:30 up 2K, and then everything else is kind of just like back and forth. So I have been really trying to dial in on the Apex account. Whoa, no. Making sure that I get green and then I stay green by leaving. So that's what I did. What up, JCF? What's going on? All right, there's priorities low. Very nice. Kind of moving and grooving already. Had volume, slipped it out. I wonder what happens down here. Yeah, that'll happen within a second. That's not entirely tradable. What do we have for anything below where we are currently? Nail and bail? There's a lot of jokes I can make there, but I'm not going to. Also, chat, look at this. Are we serious, man? This was my sim short, the 1000 micro contract sim short. I closed it at literally a local high, and then it proceeded to flush. How far down are we from then? 30,100? 700 points? This sim account could be like $10 million by now. That would be nuts. That is so funny. All right, I'm going to keep the order flow chart up for a second. What's going on? Zach, what up? How's y'all's day? Good, bad, green, red? Let me know. What up, Mantis? Mantis, you're here early. Hey, Mantis, you're usually like a roll in around like 9:30 kind of guy recently. You're here early. What up? How's the old Corpo? How's Corpo treating you? Chat, I do have the iced tea tonight, as always. No tequila tonight, just iced tea. What up, Silver? What's going on? Eric, what up? Burning down? Rip. Oh, bro, I'm sorry. I mean, I feel that. I feel that. That's all I'll say. Damn. Good luck, dude. Good luck. I'm sorry to hear that. Just gonna hang in there. I don't know. Maybe find something else if that's a move. Strange yellow. Family friendly show. Family friendly show. Keep it kid friendly. I never know who's watching in their dining room. This is looking like a halfway decent break and retest. I'm not going to short this yet because well, y'all know I hate shorts in general. I want to see what happens here. Not really willing to get long yet either. I also don't see anything on... I might have to extend my profiles. Hold on. I have to up this to like 20. Stand by. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Loading. There we go. And still nothing. Okay. I thought I would get something by adding more imprints to the downside here, but our next level to the downside, my next level to the downside, other than prior day's low, is 29,220. So as far as I can tell, we have a ways to go. If we are truly selling, we have some room to the downside for sure. So let me bring this back to 5 just so it loads faster whenever I open it. Very nice. So I'm just going to see and wait what happens here. I mean, I do like longs, as y'all know. Whenever we wick outside the Celts like this, I am a fan of the long side. I don't necessarily want to get long right here. I would prefer somewhere down below 460, maybe even past this original low. I don't really want to do it right now. So gotta wait and see, especially because longs have felt difficult recently, except for RTH Open. RTH Open for me has been banging. What up, Liam? Motive Wave reloads the whole tab? No, it doesn't reload the whole tab. It reloads that, like, once it's loaded, once the chart is loaded, it sticks. But if I like update the, like if I make a change to any of this, to any of the study settings, even if it's something really small, even if it's like, I don't know, like the visibility settings of just like what you can see it on in here, like if I change this visibility, then it'll reload the whole study across everything. But once it's in the tab, like once you've loaded it once and opened it, as long as you don't change anything, it'll stick. Who else is here? Brian, what up? I'm sorry, I'll go back through chat in a second. Eric, what up? Was there just news? I don't know, and I can check in a second. I don't think so, though. I think this is just Tokyo Open shenanigans. We're moving. I would have really liked to see lower. Gary, was this a volume spike candle right here? This looks like a volume spike. How long does it take? It really depends on, like I can show you, it depends on the data connection. So like on my CQG connection, it's a lot snappier than if I was using like Rhythmic, through props. And it depends on how much I'm loading. Again, obviously, like that's why I keep the imprint set to 5 for now, so that it's only loading 5 at a time and I don't have to load like, 3 weeks worth of data. But like I can give you a real quick comparison. Like let me load 3 weeks of data, so 21 imprints, because these are daily profiles, and then time this. Ready? As soon as I click update, time this. 3, 2, 1, update. Waiting. Stop. So that's 21 imprints loaded across, all of this. And then let's try 5 now. So I'm going from 21 down to 5. 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. So that's a lot faster. But this is also live data, so it runs a lot smoother. Like the sim prop datas, obviously, are a lot slower. 2.8? Oh, dang. It's crazy. That's a big difference. All right, I gotta catch up. What's going on? Biz, what up? Zach, I saw you got back to funded on the Lucid dailies. GG, that's awesome. Very nice. Let's get that tequila out. Nah, not tonight. Chat, I will say I didn't wake up with a hangover. I had a very, very slight headache, but I was fine. Like within 30 minutes after waking up, took a shower, I was chilling. So that was huge. Being hungover would have sucked. So that was absolutely massive. But in case y'all missed it, super fun stream last night with Liam. Liam's in the chat right now. Super fun stream. Definitely going to run that back at some point. Definitely going to break out the Don Julio again at some point. I forgot to look. What did we actually do? I got sidetracked. I'm still waiting and looking for this. I just am not entirely sold on the long yet. Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of like to see us take out this low and then see what happens. This initial low at 40s. I don't really want to get long here, but maybe it plays out and I just miss it. Who knows? All right. Prior day session, pretty choppy. I mean, technically trading lower, right? Like we opened at 690, closed at 560. So technically closed 130 points lower. That being said, it's looks pretty violently like both ways. Like there's a lot of selling and a lot of buying happening, which is a good sign for, at least from the long bias. If you zoom out a bit and look where we are in a higher time frame, we are now currently overextended to the downside. We're wicking outside of the Celts and the general trend is still up. So in terms of like, you know, looking for, let me reset this chart scale. There we go. In terms of looking for what I'm looking for, at least, I think longs are definitely still a better look long term, because we are still in this 30K area. Am I saying, you know, just snap long right now? Absolutely not. But long TLDR, I'm more interested in longs than shorts. Let's go with that blanket statement. How did y'all's day go? On the Apex, I wish it would show my trades from like prior day. I wish it would show them. Unfortunately, that doesn't. But I took the initial long down here somewhere, got out for like 50 points. I think I put it in Discord. Hold on. I put one of the trades in Discord. Let me find it. Stand by, chat. Stand by. Also, we do have another Grand Slam entrant. Nate flips bands. GG, dude. That is sick. Absolute animal. That makes 2 Grand Slams. Very nice, boys. Very nice. This is one of the trades I took. I should have taken the photo so that the other trade was on screen. Gary, you like this screenshot? You like this this bootleg screenshot? You know, back in my day, Gary, this is what we had to grind with. We didn't just have this Control-Shift-S or whatever. We had to grind with the iPhone screenshot, make sure there's no glare. I'm playing. This is one of the trades I took. I took 2 off right here, and then this runner got break even. I was looking for new high of day on the session, like RTH session. Didn't happen. Whatever. It's fine. I locked up like 660 on the day, and then I had a trade before this too, right off the open. That was roughly the same idea. Took like 50 points out of it or something on 3 micros. Nothing crazy, but 2 50 pointers on 3 micros adds up to roughly 600 on the day, and I'm very okay with that. Back in my day, yes, back in my day. Back in 2012. I know, Lelouch. I only take the photo because it's on a work computer. Don't tell anyone I said that. What up, HC? What's going on? I do have to think that, well, actually, I don't know what to think. I would have liked to see some like nice looking order flow down here to tell me that longs are still interested in defending, but I'm not seeing it. Watching from the airport bar, yo, GG's. I love airport bars. They're like full on like Twilight Zones. Doesn't matter if you're taking like a 6 a.m. flight or a 2 a.m. flight or a 6 p.m. flight or 8 p.m. or whatever. It's like no matter what, it's the same vibe every time. It's awesome. I love the my go-to for an airport bar is a blue moon, no matter what time it is. I've taken 7 a.m. blue moons. If anyone's flown into Charleston before, there's a Chick-fil-A that's like right by the exit and entrance for the main terminal. So I'll just post up there. There's a bar literally right across from the Chick-fil-A. So I'll just go get Chick-fil-A and then go to the bar and get a blue moon. It's awesome. Account blown. I'm sorry, Haley. Sorry to hear that. Take something out of it, though. You blew the account. Like, it happens. We've all been there. Take something out of it. You know, what did you do good on it? What did you not do well that led to it being blown? And then adjust accordingly. I would be interested in longing this if on these tests right here of like 56, 55s, then like if there was order flow there that supported it. So if I saw like a buyer show up, or if I saw a bunch of passive buyers soaking an aggressive sell, I would be interested in taking that. I don't really want to take this here just because this is starting to look like we want to sweep out this low, in which case I would love to let the market do that and then decide what happens. You know? Still haven't like nicely retested yesterday's low, prior day's low. We tried to make an attempt up here at like 500 and then kind of fell short. I'm not going to FOMO in though. No FOMO allowed. I'm not FOMOing in. I say that and it's going to pump 50 points. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Whatever. I can't be mad because I just didn't see what I needed to see. I need to see, sure, I want to get long down here, but I need to see some sort of confirmation that buyers are actually going to hold this. What's up, Thundercat? How we doing? Gary, I'm ripping the Costco green tea. Well, let me see if I can find it. Oh, dude, I have like full on bedhead. That's crazy. Whatever. Oof, they're pumping it. Pumping it without me. Oh yeah. This. Gary, I've got this exact brand, this exact bag. Technically it's Ito N, which is like actually a legit good green tea. But I'm ripping this. I've just got like a 72 pack of those, and then I just make it in the morning, put it in the fridge, and then rip it on stream. Thinking about getting into props based on my experience. So based on my experience, I trade both. So I can tell you what I'm trading right now, which is both. That being said, after that, what I would do is go to the link in the description. It's the link's like tbm.gg/jaws. And then once you're on that page, there is a tab on there that says prop firm quiz. I would take that quiz, and that quiz is probably going to answer for you a lot better than like just what my opinion is going to be in terms of like what might be a good fit for you. By the way, we are now pumping 40 points from where I was talking about it. Sick. So what I'm using is what you see on screen, at least on TradeC here. This is my Lucid 50K daily eval. I personally chose the dailies because I really like the idea of daily payouts. Once you're above the buffer on these, anything above the buffer is fair game for a daily payout, which is a dope idea. Like that's something you normally only see in live accounts, like personal brokerage live accounts where it's your own money, or a funded live account, which is the prop firm's money, but it's a live account. You have less restrictions on it. The fact that you can get this in a sim funded option where you just go from eval to a funded account and you can have access to daily payouts is really cool. So that's why I'm rocking with that. And then my other account that I've got, which is actually this screen, is my Apex 50K end of day drawdown account. I enjoy using this because I am looking to expand into Apex as well. Like the obvious goal with Apex, I think for most people, is to get the 20 account stack. That's like Apex's trademark. That's what they're known for, is the fact that you can have the same setup. So like I like mean reversions with 3 micros, the same setup, do it day in, day out, like I did this morning, 2 trades, 50 points a piece, lock up 600, done. And then do that across 20 accounts and then withdraw, you know, like if you've been around this channel, you know Matt's videos from a little bit back in the day of his like withdrawals from those. If you don't know them, I highly suggest going into the videos on the channel and watching those. That's honestly really good motivation. Like he's withdrawing like 80K a month out of those accounts. Like that is crazy impressive. But at the same time, like you think about it, it's 20 accounts, you break it down into one account, you're really trading one account. Like you're just copying everything over. You're doing the work of one account. Yikes, I should have taken the long F. So anyways, I would go take that prop firm quiz. I personally am using those 2 as of right now. So I think those are obviously, like, call me biased, I think those are great options, either the Lucid 50K daily or the Apex end of day 50K. That being said, I will expand into TPT and Tradeify in a little bit in September, because my goal for September is going to be to get the Grand Slam. I know that was a bit of a ramble, but long story short, take the quiz. We are, yep, up like 50 points right from where I said that in a straight line. Awesome. I need the volume spike. I need the volume spike on my screen, man. I would have been interested in getting long here if I had seen something from order flow show up and say like, hey, there's a large buyer stepping in here, participate. And that would have been a pretty banging long, but we ball nonetheless. We ball. We are retesting prior day's low, which is interesting. This is the area we initially broke the range from. And there are some large sellers right here, 122 and 159 in this like 15-point range between 515 and 500. That wasn't a volume spike, really? Wow. Okay, I'm surprised. I would have bet money that was a volume spike, especially considering, I mean, we kind of like, technically this isn't a gap, we traded it, but like when you see this kind of price action, you see something's, you know, going on. And then there were like flat out gaps over here. So I'm surprised that wasn't a volume spike. Interesting. Retesting prior day's low. I mean, GG's to anyone that caught the long. Pretty banging. Oh, you're saying that, yeah. So the original low makes sense. It was a volume spike. I wonder what the reclaim of prior day's low will look like. Technically, right now we're above it, but only by a few points, so that doesn't mean a ton. I'm very interested to see what this reclaim will look like. Did anyone take the long? It's very quiet. I don't see anyone saying, oh, dude, up like 2K. Locking out, GG 2K. Did anyone take this long or no? Gary, what does this mean? This is me with my iced tea? Who is this? What am I looking at? Took 20 points jumping in twice, 10 points each time. Nice. And he took a short. Which high? At like high of day up here at 590? Because if so, GG's on the short, my man. Pretty banging trade there. Interesting. Interesting move back below prior day's low. Took one micro long for fun, got 55. GG's. Short 523 to 501. Got it. That's kind of a snipe, man. GG's. Good job, chat. Good job. Very nice. I think I'm just going to have to like sit on the hands here. Only other thing I can think of is like if we're really getting directional, then we will hold below prior day's low and continue selling. That is quite the if, though, I've got to say. Quite the if. That being said, I do like this. This buyer tagging out up here, and then we're trading back below it. I don't hate that. But, you know, wait and see what happens. I would kind of expect that these large sellers right here from 515 to 500 give at least like a halfway decent attempt at holding their position. I'm actually going to mark this on the chart as well, like this area, because I think this is a very interesting area. Prior day's low and big orders coming out at prior day's low, to me, makes this kind of like a key inflection point. And I would like to see what happens here. I think whatever happens here will probably set the tone. Call it like a line in the sand, I guess. Whatever happens here will probably set the tone for all of Globex, if I had to guess. So call me curious. Call me George. Okay, small slap, sellers trying. Interesting. This is a big candle, dude. 50 points in 15 seconds. Aggressive. Saying 29,250? That is a ways down there, sir, but maybe. Maybe. All right, as of right now, trying to trade above. I just hope that if this does reclaim back above prior day's low, that I actually get an opportunity to participate in the long and it doesn't just straight rip out of this all the way back to like 595 without me. That's the hope. Is that I don't get, you know, played, but we'll see. Don't play yourself. Don't ever play yourself. Ball knowledge, if you know that reference. Let's golf. Okay. Buyers do look like they're trying. That's worth noting. Let me check news real quick before I get into something and then find out there's like red folder news. 9:30, there is Australian wage price index. So I don't expect that to move the Nasdaq very much, but just keep in mind 1 hour from now, Australian wages and such. Hourly's going up. Maybe. Yeah, I mean the overall like big time frame trend is up. I agree. That's why I was saying down here, like I am interested in longs. It's just a matter of when and where. Okay. As of right now, looks like we're starting to get biddy out of it. If I can get one slap into like 510 again, I would 1000% take that for a long now, considering buyers are giving this a good shot. Let me put the order on. Actually, I can't. I'll just wait. Never mind. And before I missed a 100-pointer off of this, as I was saying down here, oh no, don't want to get long. Hopefully you don't sweep this low. Listen, chat, the Globexes have like, they've conditioned me. They've conditioned me to expect straight sideways, except for the last 2 days apparently. And then in the morning, I just get long the reversion trade and it just bangs. That's unfortunately the status I'm in, the state. Oh, what up, NQ Matt? What's going on? Need to up my tea game. Hey, Todd, this has matcha, bro. I mean, I'm not going straight matcha because it's 8:30. If I drink straight matcha at 8:30 p.m., I like legit will not sleep. But there is a little bit of matcha in the tea bag. You can tell when you open it. You open it, there's like this little poof. Little slap back into 510. Wouldn't hate that. Would not hate that. My son went to Japan last year, came back with a large bag of matcha. That's sick. That's awesome. I would love to visit Japan. I'd love to go snowboarding in Japan. Kyoto? I think it's Kyoto. Before I butcher that. Oh, sorry, Niseko, not Kyoto, Niseko. I'd love to go snowboarding in Niseko. The videos I see of that, especially from like Red Bull, where it's just like straight like pillows of snow, is crazy. Hokkaido? Yeah. That'd be sick too. Japan in general just seems like a really cool country. Would very much like to visit. Oh, we're just straight ripping, man. Fully 100 points off this low, huh? F. I'm just praying for a pullback at this point. Ideally to like my line in the sand level here, and then I take the long, but I gotta see that first. Otherwise it's a no-go. Tough. Station Okinawa for a year? Dude, that's awesome. GG's. That's a pretty big base, right? Like one of the larger ones in that area. Liam, I got you. Right, I got you in true Jaws fashion though. Ready?
Liam, go back to getting dunked on in Valorant. Close the charts. You will lose money trying to trade Globex.
Is that good? How's that? Went to Japan with a backpack, came back with 2 new suitcases. Nice. Very nice. Small island, like 7 or 8 bases. Dang. So it's a lot of activity there. Yeah, GG's, Liam. Enjoy. I hope you didn't get yanked too bad on this. On this sweep to the downside. TLDR, sorry, not TLDR, but like a rerun of last night, unfortunately. I hope. I hope it wasn't at least, but you know, I'm assuming it was based on that message. Liam, I caught the end of your stream today too. It looked like you closed green on the session. Very nice. We like that. Keep stacking green day over green day. Trying to wait patiently for this retrade of 510. Very patiently. Oh, you kept staring at it, looking for shorts, have to get out of there. Yeah, okay, fair. Very fair. Yeah, we are back above prior day's low, so at this point, shorts do seem a little difficult. Not gonna lie. That's just my personal bias. Again, everyone, please make your own decisions. You're 18 when you did that? That's sick, Thundercat. Very nice. Double top? I mean, if you want the meme. Oh, people sending me like full-on T-kits now. Todd, is that you? Breed TW Xanath? Full-on like T-kits. That's crazy. I have done like straight like leaf brewing. I just, dude, like the Costco green tea is honestly just fire. I'm sure there's like other good options, but for the convenience of price, convenient packaging, and the fact that it's good is like, for like a value pick, I feel like it's unbeatable, personally. Which is like the most Costco thing ever to say. I think that's like Costco's whole tagline on anything is like value is unbeatable. What do you mean everyone tried to buy his station route? What does that mean? Like other people in the forces would try to like swap with him and pay him to do it? You recovered the tequila trade with plus 515 RTH. GG's, sir. GG's. Very nice. That's crazy, Rue. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, yeah. I was finding the double tap meme. Sorry. Chat, I don't know if anyone's been around for this before. Here's the double top meme. This is a classic. It's in the stickers tab on Discord. If you're not in the Discord, bottom right of the overlay, tbm.gg/discord, or link in the description. Pretty fun place to hang out. I'm just saying. A lot of good memes in there. Sun tea? Find a nice tea, leave it in a jar of water outside, and come home to iced tea. I have never... How is that different from like brewing just like normal? Because like what I do is I boil water, put it in the jar, put my tea bag. Well, actually I stir honey into it as well recently too, just for like the throat balm. And then I put the tea bag in the jar, let it sit for like 2 to 3 hours and steep, and then take everything out and put it in the fridge. So I have iced tea. You're saying basically just brew it in the sun? Interesting. Never considered that. All right, we are just straight pumping. Very unfortunate. I don't think I understand that, but okay. All right, we're straight pumping. I think what that calls for, well, one, it calls for y'all to smash the like button because longs are so back. Let's get fortunate for you. Yeah, I was gonna say someone's probably long and probably really liking this. I'm only saying it's unfortunate because I am not in the long. Eugene, what up? What made me stay out of getting at the bottom? I really wanted to, and like in hindsight, maybe it's like a being too picky kind of moment. I really wanted to see something here in this range from 8:11 Eastern to 8:16 Eastern at these lows. I would have really liked to see some sort of like obvious order flow step in and support the market here. Whether it was a large seller trying to hammer past this low that wasn't getting anything, or an active buyer showing up, not picky. I just wanted to see some sort of like big interest at those lows. because this is an obvious spot to defend. So I wanted to see something obvious at that spot. And then if I'd seen that, absolutely would have taken this long. I even like talked about it. I was like, hey, if I see this, 450s, this looks like a good spot. But alas, I am curious. What if I turn my filter way down to like 10? Is there some obvious flow down there? Not really. Some buying showed up. Makes sense. A little bit of sells, the lows. Like, it's there, but it's not obvious, to me at least. I mean, clearly other people found it obvious because they're in the long, so GG's. But I would have liked to see something bigger hit the books there. Oh well. No, it is not time for shots. There will be no shots tonight. Gotta give that a little bit of a break. 76 watching, 16 likes. Oof, guys, pick it up. What are y'all doing? Bunch of slackers. Maybe this will pump you up. If I can't hit the trade on the real markets, maybe I can hit a banger on NQDL. Let's see. I can still technically see where price is with this like label here. I am watching it, don't worry. 570s right now. If we do trade back to 510, I will very much participate. NQDL tore me up, rip. Gonna pause. All right, sorry Zach, I'm gonna rip it right now though. I will say I'm a much bigger fan of the like the community suggested ones than I am the synthetics. The community one, like the actual price action, just feels so much more real. And I know that's like a very much an oh no duh moment. Like, hey, one of them's actually real, one of them's synthetic. But like you can tell the difference between the two. I was gonna say. Keep your top spot on the biggest loser. Rip. RIP. I mean, let's just see if it plays out, huh? Whoa. Hello. $50K? What is this? NQ 50K? What am I looking at? I mean, clearly you got a short 50K, right? Clearly shorting all-time highs is the correct. Oh, wait, I think Zach changed it. It's not giving me the, oh, no, never mind. I can't read. Disregard all that. I can't read. I mixed up reward and risk, whatever. Yeah, let's rock with this. Clearly you got to short all-time highs, right? Nothing else to do other than short all-time highs. F. F. Come on, give it to me. Quick spike down into the lows. Do it. Oh no, not the blue line algo. That's brutal. Full on blue line algo there. That is, you hate to see that. Oh no. It's so cooked. Okay. That didn't really go anywhere, honestly. NQ 50K again. GG's Thundercat, have a good one. All right, 2 contracts left. I mean, I'm just going to throw this on long. Why not? Yeah, and Zach, you got NQ stuck at 50K, dog. My man's telling the future. Oh, I don't know. These candles suss me out. What is this? This is a holiday or something? What is this? Okay, well, that last one was pretty quiet. Negative 61. Oh, Danny's on top of the leaderboard with that one. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Good GG's, Danny. Danny's been ripping them. All right, all of that. We are still at 570. Haven't really moved. Aggressive seller stepping at the highs here, as of right now, has not found anything lower. That to me indicates that there's also a passive buyer taking the other side of this trade that's just as large, which is interesting. Passive buyer kind of in the general vicinity of prior day's low. Not bad. Could be tech. Current session high is 593. I do think that's the eventual target. Am I going to get long here with a completely open-ended risk? No. Danny's been lethal with it? Yeah, dude. Speaking of dat boy. Whoa, still pumping. They really doing it. They really straight ripping. Not bad, not bad. I don't even know what the value of... Peace, Zach. Have a good one. I don't even know what the value of the sim trade would have been, man. This is crazy. I didn't get like the absolute high, but I got pretty close to it, all things considered. Short 30,220 or whatever. Took roughly 110 points of drawdown, and then has gone like 700 points. That would have been kind of dirty. What's 7? I had 1,000 micros on, which is 100 minis. So 100 times 20 a point is 2,000 a point times 700 points. $1.4 million trade. Are we serious? That's crazy. What up, Carl? That would have pumped the sim account a little bit, huh? It's at 240 right now. That's so wild. Oh, they're really just going to pump it without giving me an option to get in, man. This is not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Also, chat, actually, while we're... I do have a question for y'all. Do have a question. Just give me 1 second to find this. Okay, chat, can I get the... Oh, wait, how do I get rid of this? Hold on, stand by. Let me go big face for 1 second here. Stand by, stand by. BRB, I promise. Okay. Okay. Can I get the verdict on this thumbnail? What do y'all think of this? Context. This is from last night. I asked Liam, I sent him a couple of screenshots and was like, hey, I'm trying to make a thumbnail, but I ran out of my like free Claude usage. Are you able to do anything with this? And he's like, yeah, for sure, bro, I got you. And then he cooked this up and I thought it was great. He pulls up with it and is like, yo, I cooked on this. I was like, hell yeah, you did. This looks dope. Send it over and see if we can get it put on stream. And then Matt comes in last night talking about sus meter maxed out. Can I just get the verdict from y'all? Is this like an AO worthy thumbnail, or are we like, is it like, was it cool? What's he looking at? Yeah, see, that's the issue, Mantis. That's neither Liam and I thought of that until the comments started. I thought it was fine. Like now looking at it from the other perspective, like, yes, I understand it. Like I get it. But first thing, it's just not the first thing I think of when I look at this. First thing I think of when I look at this is like, oh, this is cool. He's looking at the micro candles, bro. He's looking at the candles. I don't need to chill. Let's look at the candles. Unbelievable. I thought he cooked on that one, dog. I still believe he cooked on that one, actually. I stand by my take. I still believe he cooked. All right, this has been a pretty big upside move. I would really love to see 510 again so that I can participate in something and not, you know, sit here watching this go 100 points without me the whole time. That being said, though, can't complain. Like, decent movement. At least we're moving, right? Like, we're not going sideways in a 30-point range. So that is all time. That is very big for the program. Where did we open from relative to yesterday's sell during Globex? Oh, okay. We opened a lot lower. So this was the sell where it originally started. And then we just straight puked below that, huh? Interesting. Interesting. Or even point of control at like 528 would be cool. I mean, obviously, again, wick a little bit lower is even better, but at the very least, I'd want to see like 528, 530 trade again before participating in anything. It's fun. I should make one eyeballing his charts. Yeah, next time we do a collab stream, I'll make sure to cook something up ahead of time. Started knife catching with Don, yeah. Hey, as far as knife catching goes, that was relatively tame knife catching. It was pretty much just like one and dones for both of us. So I think I feel like that's okay. It's fine to give it one attempt. If you keep stepping in front of the train and you keep, you know, trying to open hand catch the knife, that gets dicey. But I think one attempt is fair. This would be a wild turbo if... So we have these big sellers here stepping in from like 65 down to 56, it's a little 10-point range. Be pretty wild if buyers hold this and then we pump out of it. That's like all-time just turbo grind activity. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping I can get an entry, but Because like up here, if I'm sitting here talking about I want 510 and then I step in front of this here at the highs, like that is such a FOMO entry for me. I just can't justify that. Cannot justify it. Gotta charge the old AirPods. I don't know how y'all are about charging things. I am feel like I'm progressively getting worse at making sure all my stuff is charged. I used to be really on top of it, and then recently I've like had days where I wake up and my phone's at like 33%. So then I have to like quickly throw it on the charger before I do anything else. So I'm trying to be better about that. I'm making sure my AirPods are ready for the day. Not that I ever get to use them that much, but just making sure. You never know, chat. You never know. Let's see a little bit lower, huh? 560s, snap 560s, roll into 530, 520s, maybe. Oh, I sorry, Carl. I completely missed this. You passed your 50K Apex. GG's, dude. Quick little GG in the chat for Carl. That's awesome, dude. Very nice. I am not far behind you, sir. I've got, what's the equity on this? 52,446 in equity on this account as of right now. Right here, and then this is what my my whole chart looks like. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this chart. This is, in my opinion, kind of like what it should look like. Slow and steady up and to the right. No complaints. I actually really like my stats as well. My average winner is 298. My average loser is 130. So over 2R on my averages. I'm pretty happy with that. Slow and steady. Oh, maybe selling. Hold on. Any tips for Apex to secure a payout? Yeah, I mean, just the same way you got funded, man. Like, don't change, or the same way you passed the eval, I should say. Don't change anything. Like, you know, whatever got you to getting funded, assuming it was done in a responsible manner, and you just like full port, you know, 4 minis and hope you pass, in which case don't do that. But assuming you traded it in a responsible manner, then 100% just do what you've been doing. Number one thing I can recommend is, if you ever feel like you're tilting, if you ever feel like you're putting yourself in a position of like, hey, I need to make money today, or I need to make this back, the best thing you can do is walk away. Doesn't have to be for the whole day, although maybe you do walk away for the whole day, but just walk away. Like, don't put yourself in a position where you're going to blow the account in a series of stupid trades and then blow the account and then sit back and be like, what did I just do? I know we've all been there. I'm speaking from experience. That's the worst thing you want to do. It's a terrible feeling, honestly. It's very much like you go look at yourself in the mirror feeling, and you're like, what did I just do? So that's it. That's just do what you got you there and keep doing it. Make sure it's done in a responsible, risk-controlled manner, and eventually, it might take a while, right? Like, especially if you have nerves coming into it. That's the number one thing, is like, make sure you're trading the same. Don't do what you did in an eval that got you funded, switch up to a funded, and then just completely 180 your whole approach. Did 5 or 6 train days, 2 break evens, rest positive. Yeah, perfect. Like, that's awesome. GG's. It's exactly what you want. It is not a race. We need a pullback, sir. I agree. Still waiting. I still want lower. Need them to give me a fill lower here. Pretty please. So you say you're hesitating. Can I ask, why are you hesitating? Is it like a lack of information? So like for me, for example, you could say I hesitated at these lows by not taking it, but I hesitated because I was looking for something specific, if that makes sense. If you're hesitating just because you're unsure and you don't have like there needs to be a point where you no longer are hesitant and you cross the line to I'm going to participate. You need to understand what gets you past that line. So for me down here, if I had seen large order flow coming in, like I was saying, I would have taken the trade. Because I didn't see that, I didn't take it and I hesitated, but there was like a reasoning behind it. And I don't know if this is your case or your scenario at all. I'm just kind of speaking off the dome here. But figure out why you're hesitating and then understand what your point of reference becomes for, okay, I'm no longer hesitant. I feel comfortable participating. Would love to see this consolidate here. Quick little flush into 514 and then a rip out of it. That would be ideal. Let me place my order there because I do, even if there isn't like anything big on here on the books, I do want this order from, I mean, 510 is kind of like the ideal scenario. Very wicky right here though. I might just straight up not get this. That's unfortunate. Oh no, it's going without me. Not again. Not again. Calvin, it sounds like you're blowing the accounts on intraday drawdown, like the trailing drawdown. My advice is size down. So how large a contract size are you trading? Either size down or size up your account. So like you're trading a 25K, try a 150K. That gives you more option. Three what? MNQ, 3NQ, 3ES. They're really going to do it without me here, aren't they? Unfortunate. 3 MNQ. I mean, if you're still blowing on intraday drawdown, then I would suggest sizing down. Either size down your leverage until you're at a point where like it's difficult for you to blow the account, or size up your account size to like a 50K or a 150K, whatever you want to do, to where you just have more available drawdown, and then keep your same contract size. Interesting. Large buyer at 50s. Coulda, woulda, shoulda from 40 again. Nice. A lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda tonight, unfortunately. Yikes. What's the green and red, JK? That is large orders. So this is MotiveWave's version of a large trade study. These are the settings. If you want to screenshot that or, pause the stream, whatever. Basically, it's just showing you like when there is within the aggregation period you set. So I've got 500 milliseconds, half a second. Whenever there is X amount of orders that hit within that aggregation period, it marks out one of those bubbles. They're really gonna go do it without me. Oh, F. That's so brutal. I'm just sitting here watching the market do exactly what I want it, but I'm like watching from outside the window. Stuck outside in the cold. Tough. Well, that's going to keep pumping, I think. So it is time. Once again, chat, it is time. This time it's KHG time. Gonna quick speed run this. Definitely the first time that I'm playing this, no doubt. 100% first time I'm playing this today. Never a doubt. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold up, sit. Nice, 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 nice. Calculated, chat, calculated. Oh, can I go up through this? No, that's kind of dumb. That didn't work out either. Pushing 580s. Yeah, this is going to go without me the whole way up. Rip, dude, rip. No. No. I'm so bad at this, man. I'm selling so hard. This is such a sell. Nice, perfect flop. 7 under. Okay, we'll take it. That's doable. Not my finest. Could have shaved like an easy 3 strokes off of that as well, but whatever. All right. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of this. I feel like I'm waiting for a retest that's just never going to happen, unfortunately. Like, this looks very pumpy. Wicked out these lows, nice extension to the downside, ran all of it back up. I mean, yesterday's RTH high maybe is it on the table at 770. If this really wants to extend, like, that's not the craziest idea I've ever heard, you know? We are at prior day's point of control right now at 590s. We did just wick out current session high as well. I could be interested in the short, but I'm going to need to see something convincing. That's all. It's definitely not off the table. I'd kind of like to see another big buyer show up here at the highs, honestly. Like a large buyer at 600s-ish that gets stuffed. I don't hate that idea for a short. Back down into like my key level of 510, maybe? Whoa, look at that. Who's in the chat? Throwing up the TPT deal. If y'all didn't know, Take Profit Trader is currently 50% off with code TBM. If y'all weren't aware, go check it out. Link in the description, tbm.gg/jaws will get you there. And if y'all haven't seen it, Matt had the CEO of TPT, James, on stream. Pretty good stream, just saying. Can play it back, listen to it like an audiobook. That's what I do with some streams, especially if I want to like hear anything back that was said, like the one with James. I thought was super interesting, especially when they were talking about nanos. As y'all know, I'm very interested in the nanos, potentially for swing trades. So I'll like just throw in AirPods and then listen to it back as I'm like reading something or doing something else. It would be nice if I could have AirPods in at work. I gotta say that'd be all time. Okay, this is kind of what I wanted to see. Large buyers sipping in at the highs. I mean, I'm not opposed to taking it. I am short from there. Target would be, why does it say -1? I'm short 3 now. Hello? Oh no, only one of them filled. Okay, I was like, hold on. Hopefully the rest fill. Please don't give me this fill half my position and leave thing. Please, Mr. Market, please. Not again. I've already had this happen once, not again. They're really going to force me to take all $14 of profit on this, on my one contract, huh? Bro. I'm going to leave it on. I think the rest will fill. It's very rare that I get a no drawdown trade. So I'm just assuming at some point this will come back and put me in drawdown, in which case the rest will fill, and that is A-okay. Okay, there's the rest. Nice. Ask and you shall receive. All right, at this point, I would like to see a return back to like that key level I have marked out, right above prior day's low, like 510s, 515s. Just leave that there for now. That would be ideal. This needs to get brought way in. Should not be at 600. And I'm going to try that. I'm trying this because we have swept out current session highs. We have a relatively large upside move that has not pulled back much at all. And we have not retested kind of like the key level that I'm looking at. So I'm willing to at least give this a chance to go short and go retest my said key level. And honestly, if it looks good enough, chat, if it looks good enough, I might even hit the sneaky reverse. Get out at the level and then get long from the level. That would be a banger. That would be shot worthy. Full on, that would be shot worthy. I'd go break out the Dawn if that played out. Just for y'all. Blasky, what Matt said, TBM's going to get you the best discount at checkout. As of right now, that's 50% at TPT. Speaking of, I actually need to use that as well. I've been talking about September is going to be my goal to get Grand Slam, the old Grand Slam roll in the Discord. So that means I need a payout from each firm. So why not start TPT right now, right? As of right now, though, this trade is on the Lucid 50K daily eval I've got rocking and rolling for Asia session. And then I have the Apex 50K end of day for my RTH trades as of right now, which is right here whenever this loads. There we go. That I don't know. As far as I know, across the board, TBM is going to get you 50% right now. Do with that information what you will, sir. Okay, attempt to sell. Keyword attempt. see what the order flow looks like. I mean, looks fine to hold to me. Try to give it the room to do so, but what up, Nicholas? How you doing? What's going on? Slavic brother. Why am I short? I'm short because we wicked out we have wicked out current session high by a few points and then had a relatively large buyer step up and try to go further and has not found anything out of it, as well as the fact that we never really retested prior day's low. The confluence of those things together feels, to me at least, like I can at least try a short and have like reasonable confidence in it. So that's what I'm doing. Ideal scenario is that we sell from my entry down to this key level I have marked out right around prior day's low. I get out of my short there and then I flip long and ride it back up. That's the chef's kiss scenario. We'll see though. Remains to be seen. If this goes to Kelt mid, which is this white line I've got right here, 550s, if it goes to that, then I will move this break even, because at that point it's enough in profit to where there's just no reason for me to take a loss on this. But until then, I'm willing to keep the risk open. People agree that market's not the same. Yeah, I think the most like off-putting thing for people that have been around trading a while is the ranges have expanded like crazy. I don't know if you've been keeping track of like the average daily range on the Nasdaq. It's pushing like 700 points over like a 30-day look back or whatever. Like it's averaging close to like 700 points in total daily range. I mean, yesterday's range, for example, was 30,125 to 29,513. That's like 600 points and change. So the ranges are just super, super wide now. So you have to adjust accordingly, whether that means you look for different kinds of trades or you just open everything up a lot and reduce your leverage. Just things to consider. But that's the biggest difference I've seen personally, is that the ranges are a lot wider. You're going from, I mean, this morning's open's actually a great example. You're going from opens where we used to have like 20 to 40 points of range on the open consistently to an open that went down 40 points, immediately V'd back out of it for a 100-point move, and then immediately took back that same 100 points and then some, and then immediately gave it all back again to the upside. So like the ranges are 100 points up, 100 points down is very little nowadays. So that can make it difficult. That's part of being a trader, is you have to be able to adjust to that. Recognize and then adjust to it. All right, seller's kind of trying. Again, not going to go break even yet here. I don't think it makes sense to yet, but I would really like sellers to, kind of plummet it to the downside, ideally. This, oh, there we go. I was going to say this key area right here is where this large buyer stepped in. This looks pretty pumpy though, I've got to say. This attempt lower and then immediate rip out of it for 20 points. It's looking a little dicey. Coulda, woulda, shoulda got long from 450 an hour ago. What up, Matt? Down a rabbit hole after a long drink? What's the rabbit hole, dude? What are you looking in? I wouldn't be surprised if this actually goes and wicks the Celts out. Honestly, 620 doesn't seem like the worst idea ever either. For stop sizing, I've kind of got to keep my stop where it is. I'm not really willing to risk more than 200 on a trade. So the stop makes sense to me, but yeah, I know you sent the long drink earlier, a different day, whenever that was. I know you're a fan. I'm about to be in a rabbit hole too. Unfortunately, my rabbit hole looks like a red P&L. Let's go back to the order flow chart real quick. I don't really know what to make of this. This looks pumpy. Does that mean I'm willing to kill my short? No. So I think the answer is just to hold. In before this rips for another 50 points, though. That would be exciting. Let's see, what are you working with? What are we talking about here? A refreshing Finnish cocktail, huh? What's in it? I'm assuming I'm looking at the right thing here. What do we oh, there's the attempt to pump, rip. What's this made out of? Is this like a vodka finish kind of thing? My stream slot has just turned into like drinking hour between yesterday. I mean, they look tasty, like they've got good flavors for sure. Strong citrus, nice. I've never seen these. Might have to poke around, see if I can find some. Oh, they have merch. Don't mind if I do. Of course, all the photos are in California. Where else would they be? Off the pier in San Diego, whatever it is, or LA. Gin? Oh. Gin? I don't know about that one, dog. That might be all you. I've been scarred by gin. Always was? Okay. Are you saying I should should pick up the slack or what? I mean, I got pretty saucy yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, Root, I forgot you're still at the airport. How's that going? When's your flight? How much time you got? Root, what beer number are we working on? We at like 3 yet or what? Oh, boarding now? All right, GG's. Have a safe flight. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Ooh, big seller. Is this the same? 106, 106. Am I seeing that? This is really interesting. This buyer, 106 at the highs here, tried to trade higher aggressively here, traded above into 609s, and then it looks like, I mean, if this is what's actually happening, this buyer just gave up. like fully just let go of all their contracts. That's a pretty interesting sign to the downside, I've got to say. I feel I say I don't like shorts. I feel pretty good about this short. That's in before 70-point rip, but whatever. That's interesting. A large buyer at the highs just fully giving up. I'm interested. Bitcoin data shows Kalshi's 15-minute price changes can lead Bitcoin's move on finance. Strongest correlations in the next 2 seconds. Aggregating alpha while the ARBs MM trading. The same thing exists in the new Kalshi 15 gold contract. GC is the dominant market. Interesting. This is some like, oh man, we got formulas. Oh boy. I see ChatGPT's been working overtime. Interesting. So you're going to try to not front run, but utilize Kalshi data. So I'm assuming build a bot to trade gold. Very nice. Very, very nice. I haven't eaten enough dinner. Yeah, this is I'm like piecing this together as we go as well. I mean, I ate dinner, so I've got the glucose in the brain ready to process. That is interesting though. How did you come across that? Like what sparked that? Oh, interesting. No bot, just ARB, something I've been playing around with a ton on the Bitcoin side all summer. Nice. So when you say just ARB though, as in like, are you executing? Are you pulling the trigger on the trade? Because that seems like something that a bot would be pretty good at if it's that mechanical. Y'all got a long drink. I got green tea. Interesting. That's pretty cool. That's a real alpha generation type maneuver. Custom TBM merch next, and it just says, I generate alpha. Now, this is a guy who increases shareholder value. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who knows how to pump those numbers up. Shareholder value to the moon. Big ARB guy. ARB in the modern world's so interesting because it's all electronic. I've read books about specifically, it was the Rothschilds. I read a book about like the founding of the whole Rothschilds banking clan. And part of what they did was like arbing between their New York offices and their London offices. And then I forget where the other European ones like Frankfurt were. It's very interesting reading about how they just operated all of that. Especially back in the day when like there was no like internet, you know, I can send you a message from halfway across the world right now. It was all very much like a, hey, I'm going to put this letter on a boat and it's going to get to you in like 3 to 4 months. And hopefully conditions are the same. Still sweating in the short. That's exciting. Bear with me. Gonna do a little bit of a little resize here. Incredibly mentally focused here, chat. Incredibly focused. Absolutely locked in. Locked in for greatness. My brain is working overtime right now, if y'all can't tell. I don't know if that's much better. Not a ton. Oh, maybe it is better. Who knows? What up, Ryan? What up, Romeo? What's going on? Just draw tan lines? Yes, sir. Aye, aye. I got you, big boss. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Oh, up a little bit. Sellers piling in at these highs. Sorry, I'm so quiet, chat. I'm typing. So this is interesting. This buyer tried, bailed quick. Buyers tried again. Sellers stepping in again. I'm going to keep holding this short. I think it looks fine, personally. I think the order flow wise, it's playing out. So as long as this all holds, I'm willing to give this the risk to keep on. We'll see what happens. Go big face for 1 second. Keep going. Keep going. I need it. Where is... There we go. Decent movement tonight? Yes, sir, man. I was talking about the long and then didn't take it from like 450s. I was sitting down here like, I don't know. Looks like it could be good. And then watched it rip 100 points without me, which was sick. Always a big fan of that. It's all right though. It is what it is. I would love for this to play out. That'd be all time. I got about halfway up the chat and started looking like alien language. Yeah, Matt's been deep in consultation with his apprentice ChatGPT. I would really hate if we just sit in this, like, you know, little doo-doo range at 570 to 600. Like, I'm not going to bail the trade, obviously, because at the end of the day, as long as it's in that range, it's still relatively working the way I want it to. But sellers stepping in at the highs like this, go test the bottom of this little range, a snap lower would make sense. It'd be a little advisable. What up, Futures Trader Millionaire? Banging name. Is that a manifestation or is that reality? Is my man bagging out, driving the Pagani or what? Oh, you took the long dilly? GG's, that's sick. Yeah, longs are money tonight. No, don't be sorry, bro. What are you sorry for? In the UK, huh? Futures Trader Millionaire, do you watch? Well, first off, UK, it's like 2:30 in the morning for you. Thanks for tuning in. First off, second, have you been watching Jamie's stream? Jamie is like our in-house London, UK streamer. He streams what is it, 6 a.m. Eastern time, like US Eastern time until roughly like 9:30. Then Matt takes over. Have you been watching Jamie or what? Because his stream is very entertaining. Also, they're coming back to my break even. I mean, this is like do or die here. Retesting these sellers right here, like 96 to 97s ish, 86s. I'd like to see these sellers at this point really defend their sell position and bring this lower. Kind of wild to me that we have not retested prior day's low. We just kind of ripped through it. Would very much appreciate a retest for sure. I have to sit here and sweat this one out, chat. Just gonna be sitting here sweating for like an hour in the short. Got a few apexes, GG's. Hey man, take it slow, no rush. Like, if you get rebuild, you get rebuild. It's not the end of the world. It's a lot better, in my opinion, a lot better to get rebuild than, you know, throw away like 3.5 weeks worth of work or whatever that you took to get to that point. You got to eat the rebuild, and then get them funded. One payout erases all of that rebuild. So just keep that in mind. It's all perspective. Don't see any buying happening. Hey man, I hope so. I hope the buyers give up for a little bit. Not the whole time, you know, just a little bit. Nothing crazy. I'm not asking for a sell back to zero. Not looking for all-time lows. Isn't it crazy to think all-time lows on oil literally is negative? That is still such a wild concept to me. That's crazy. Chat, where were y'all during the great oil crash of, was that 2020 or 2021? I think 2020, right? It was like COVID, when COVID first started, like April of 2020, something like that. Where were y'all when oil crashed? I remember I had just been sent, so I was in college at the time, freshman year, second semester freshman year. I had just been sent home from school because they, you know, just told everyone to leave. And I was sitting at my desk watching, I didn't have real-time data, by the way. I was watching like 15-minute delayed data on Yahoo Finance or whatever. And I was sitting there watching oil go straight negative. And I wasn't even trading at the time. I was just sitting there watching it like, yo, what's going on? Carl, you were gaming? Hey, man, it's better than being long oil and watching it go literally negative. I wonder what that must have been like for all the people that got in at zero. You know, people watching oil hit $1 and then zero and being like, oh my God, free oil. And then it goes another $30 against them a barrel. That's got to be a crazy, crazy feeling. You're in the order books battling, just in the straight trenches. In the trenches trying to scalp out of a negative position. All right, sellers got to do it here. This is like make or break for sellers. I'm going to move break even at this point. I gave it the attempt to retest my break even and they tried. They got within 2 points or whatever. At this point, I don't think anything back above that makes any sense for me to hold risk wise. So I'm going to move that down to break even. Missed out on generational wealth, dude, facts. I can't believe I was doing my philosophy homework instead of getting Omega long oil at -40. Unreal. Telecom was insane. You talking about like 2000s? Talking like the good old days, a little 2000s action? A little .com bubble? Okay. Sellers may be doing it. Trying for sure. What do we got here? Nothing on order flow as of yet, other than these sellers still defending, which looks great. That's exactly what I want to see, is sellers defending this area right where my break even is. I just want to see a snap this low at this point. Oh, during COVID, work was insane. Gotcha. Gotcha. COVID Lego. Yeah, man, I remember watching it go -40. Outrageous. You worked in senior living IT? What is that like? I mean, there's always the meme of like old people being bad at tech, right? I'm bad at tech. I think Matt's still in here. My tech support can vouch that I'm bad at tech. I can't imagine what working in senior living IT is like. Okay, this short's looking pretty cooked, unfortunately. Maybe not. Maybe we're so back. Dude, they keep trying, they keep failing. What am I looking at? Just sell already. They tried here. There's a little gap right here that we're running back right now. This kind of looks like they gave it a halfway decent effort. And swept the low by a tick. Yikes. Yikes. I think it's Joe for chat. I gave it the attempt, man. I gave it the try. I gave it the attempt. That being said, if we do get back down to like 510s-ish at some point during this session, I will absolutely consider the long. Had that marked since pretty much since we swept it. We got full blown like how to pass IT exams in the chat. Nice, nice, nice. I love it. Oh, okay, you didn't have to deal with the seniors directly. Got it. That probably saves you a lot of like mental anguish. Like a lot. What's up, Daz? I'm in the States. I live in Connecticut. If you want to know more about me, in the link in the description, there's a link there that says tbm.gg/jaws, which I can actually send in the chat real quick. On that link is where you find out more about me specifically, not just, you know, everyone, but me, if you want to know more about me. Let me find this link real quick. That one, sir, that one. And then on that as well, I mean, you'll see I'm trading the Lucid 50K daily eval right now. Big fan of the dailies. Got to get this funded, and then we start taking daily payouts, baby. That is the goal. In order to get this funded, I'd like price to go down to 514, please. If the market makers are listening, thank you in advance. What do I mean, deal with them? Interesting. I plead the fifth. I have been in the short for 37 minutes. A whole 37 minutes and counting. Nothing on order flow either. It's been completely quiet down here within this little range. Completely quiet. What Matt said, share the stream, be a G. Indeed. Chat, if y'all know anyone that's just sitting in their room right now doing nothing, you know, doom scrolling, send them the link to the stream. Have them come hang out. I don't know. Maybe they don't even know about trading. Maybe you are going to introduce them to prop trading. And then 5 years from now, they're going to come to you and say, hey, man, you remember when you sent me that stream? That changed my life. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Think about it. Oh, what else would change my life if this short hits 514? Could never sit in a trade that long. Dude, trust me, I'm squirming for sure. I'm not exactly standing still. Legs bouncing, moving around. I'm in the same spot. This is a pretty tight consolidation. We are slowly condensing into a, what is this? 82 to 64, 20-point range. No, less, 16-point range. I don't know if Gary's still here. I don't think he is. Gary's got a saying, never short a dull market. I think that might be applying to me very soon. Whenever price slows down a ton and just stops moving, getting short is a very suspect activity. Point of control did flip up to where we are right now, 70s, 74 and whatever. Yikes. That's all I'm going to say is yikes. Again, I'm break even, so it's like I'm just talking through all of this. At the end of the day, I'm not going to lose money on it, so it's worth at least giving it the chance to ride out. But POC moving up here is definitely suspect to me for sure. Gotta say. Got ATR at 25. Yeah. My 3-minute ATR is at 20. That's a lot higher than what we had last night. Started the stream with Liam when it was at like 8. That was brutal. You hate seeing that. Open up ATR and it's sub 10. Close the chart. Let's save a lot of money. Yeah, dude. Sometimes the best trade is no trade. I know I've said that before, and I know a lot of y'all know that, but sometimes the best trade is no trade. This has got to be like the last attempt, right? Like give it one more sweep and then push it. Right? Right? Boy, no way, boy. Boy, no way, boy. How long are we going to stay in this micro range, man? Honestly, I think what I should do, now that I think about it, actually, this is a guaranteed way to break the range, okay? 100% success rate on this. Literally never fails. You draw the lines. Okay, ready? Watch this. Break is imminent, chat. Break is imminent. We just have to wait. This could be it. This could be it right here. There it is. Broke the range. 100% success rate. literally every time. Just swept out the high of this range. Thanks for coming, chat. That'll be my teaching moment for the night, my educational moment. Draw the lines, break the range. Literally never a doubt, by the way. As soon as I draw the lines, I knew that was instantly going to happen. I'll be here all week. You're welcome. Too easy. All right, on a real note though, like, can I get out of this trade? Still just absolutely sweating. Not really though, I got the AC on. Don't worry, I came prepared. Especially if I'm in a hoodie, I gotta crank the AC on that. Hoodie is just too valid to trade in though, to not trade in. And that is the iced tea gone. Easy peasy. Let me get my water real quick. Okay, nice. Oh. They can sniff my break even, man. Let me get the meme ready. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get the meme. Stand by. Lambra, I don't know if you're in here. I just saw that GIF you sent. That's hilarious. Let me get the meme. All right. Oh, not what I wanted. Stop sniffing activated. Absolutely time to sniff some stops, including mine. They tried right there. They are trying. What does that look like here? Still nothing. They are absolutely trying though. This was sweep of the highs of this little micro range we have and then snapped right back into it. If this move fails, it is officially Jover. I know I've been saying that, but it's officially cooked if this move fails. Hi, am I a pro trader? What do you mean? What's your definition of pro? Like for CME data purposes? No, I'm not a professional trader. Oh, it's so cooked. It's so cooked. Since a long time ago. I mean, I've been trading for a while. Would I say I'm like, professional? Not really. That being said, I enjoy trading, so I still show up every day and do it, right? Got to enjoy what you do. But do I like derive a full-time income from trading? I do not. They want my stops so bad, man. I'm actually going to move this a little bit further in profit just because I'm fully, if this does hit, when it hits, I'm fully expecting slippage. I think pumping out of this, like attempt back to Kelp mid, stopped however many times at 66-ish. I think we probably pump this and just go right into new highs in the session if/when this hits. So I'm kind of expecting slippage, so I'm going to plan accordingly. Chat. Chat. Calm down. Everyone stay calm. Everyone stay calm. Normal day. Nothing going on. Normal day. Don't even look at the chart. Not even looking at the chart. Chart's up. I wouldn't know. I never said I sniff. Hold on. How am I getting brought into the feet thing? Hold on. I had nothing to do with the feet thing. That is solely a Liam specialty. I have no involvement in the in feet gate. Okay, swept the lows of the range there. I mean, at what point is it just gonna snap, bro? Like, how long are we gonna sit in the same 20-point range? Gotta do it at some point. Why are we stalling out at the lows of the range again? Sus. Absolutely sus. What's the chart I keep pulling up? This is my like order flow chart, I call it. It's really a 16 range chart, but I just have the large trades or big trade study from MotiveWave marked out on it. So these are the settings for it if you are interested in trying it out, or if you use MotiveWave and you want to, or if you have your own version of it and you just want to know what my settings are. This is what I use. I really just use it to see where large buyers and sellers are. For example, this box I have marked out here is because of these large sellers that stepped in, this 122 and 159. I'm very interested in seeing that retrade. Has yet to happen, but that's also why I'm short, is because I'm looking for this to retrade, because we have not done so yet. What's up, Allie? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to watching me sweat a trade for an hour plus. Coming up on an hour in roughly like 9 minutes or something. Coming up on an hour. Yeah, it just shows me like an aggregation of where there is large buying or selling activity. Green means buy, red means sell. You know? If we get down to 510s, I mean, first I want to see my short get filled out, right? That's the obvious, step one. I want to see this get filled out. And then if when we do get to the zone, I would be very interested in seeing, one, if price stalls out. So like if we start just going like straight sideways and show that there's attempts to trade lower that are stalling out. And then second, if I see something on the order flow come through, like let's say we trade into this area, have some consolidation that looks like this, and then see like a large seller step in at the lows and try to push us lower, that fails. That to me is a signal that buyers are interested in defending that area that was previously an area sellers were interested in initiating a sell-off from prior day's low at 514 further below from. That's what we initially had happen here when these sellers stepped in. They tried bringing us significantly below prior day's low, and they got like 60 points out of it, 70 points. And then since then, buyers have reclaimed all of that and then some. So it's more so from the perspective of like support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support once it's broken. Also, sellers kind of trying here. Keyword kind of. None of this is like that aggressive yet. If we do start waterfalling, I will definitely look to just kill, or at least take 2 off and then maybe leave 1 for the full trade. but not yet. I do kind of need to see a little bit more of a waterfall, ideally. We shall see, though. Got to be patient. Key trading activity is being patient. Patience is a practicing virtue for y'all that are not aware. The only way you're going to become patient is by practicing being patient. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my trade plan. I've got a break-even stop in. I know my target is a good target if it gets there. So I am going to sit still. Don't go chasing waterfalls, exactly. Dude, who's Michael Keaton? I don't even know who that is. Is this a is this a Jaws moment or what? Actor. That's not even his real name. His real name's Michael John Douglas, known professionally as Michael Keaton. Cool. What was he in? Anything I would know? Not really. Oh, he voiced in The Simpsons? That's funny. Wild. My bad. He's in Batman. Okay, so this is going to be another one of those things where y'all are like, you're nuts. I've never watched Batman. Yeah, I said it. I've never watched Batman. Like, none of the movies. I have seen exactly one clip on YouTube where it's Batman fighting Superman. I think it was Superman, at least. It's some other superhero. And yeah, that's all I've got. I've never watched Batman. The only like superhero movies I've watched are, well, it depends what you qualify as superhero. Like if you qualify Star Wars as superhero, which I don't really know if you do, but I've watched Star Wars. I like Star Wars. That being said, let's level out here. I like Star Wars episodes 1 through 6. 7, 8, 9 don't exist. As far as I know, those were never released. They will never be released until maybe they fix them. So as far as I know, there are no sequels, only 1 through 6. Some of the standalones are really good. I really liked Solo. I thought that was great. I really like Rogue One. I thought that was great. I'm trying to think of what else. If y'all pay attention to like YouTube Star Wars, there's a guy who makes videos of like basically like fan animated stuff that is honestly better than anything Disney's been putting out recently, if I'm being totally honest. Andor was great. I loved Andor. I thought Andor was actually phenomenal. Especially when you tie Andor, then like if you watch Andor and then go right into Rogue One, it is perfect. Yeah, Vader episode 1 and 2, the fan fiction, awesome. I love that they like did Mace Windu well. That is so cool. I'm very happy to see like an actual like good depiction of Mace Windu and not just like the prequels depiction where he like wins a fight against Sidious and then just immediately gets yeeted out of the window. And then I've also watched The Avengers. I am a fan of The Avengers. That being said, everything up until Endgame, I love, for the most part. After Endgame gets a little dicey. But everything up to Endgame, I think, ties together really well. All right, I am going to take 2 off here. I'm short, so I want to buy back. Who wants to fill me out? That'd be nice. Please. 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 Okay, nice. So I got out of 2, locked up 182 from that short, and then I've got my little, I call it a runner. It's more so just like full target. I've got my remaining contract looking at full target. It makes sense, in my opinion, to secure at least something here, considering this is a pretty nice reclaim of prior day's low. So if longs do like actually just rip this at some point, I'm not surprised at all. So I feel pretty okay about that trade, especially the fact that I got to secure something out of it, I think is a pretty good move. The American, he was in Beetlejuice. Yeah, I've never seen Beetlejuice. Sorry. Oh, what a wick. A little attempt to trade lower and then failed so far. Any orders? There was a seller at 55.1. This is the waterfall I was talking about. We're finally kind of getting it. So I do feel really good about my exit on the 2. It's exactly what I said. Pulling off 2 as we start to waterfall. No issues with that. Ideal scenario now is just, you know, it sweeps out this low and goes to target. Gotta wait and see. And if it doesn't, whatever. You know, it is what it is. Tight beat. Got the full superhero movie extravaganza in chat. Very nice. I liked The Mandalorian as a series. I don't think it was bad. It's just not my favorite series. I think Andor is probably my favorite series. There's just something about like, oh, sorry, that and Kenobi. The Kenobi series was also great because I think it like really showcased like the early years of like the Empire, not necessarily what you get when you watch like the movies. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, I'll clam up about the whole superhero side of it now. Quit boring y'all with my hot takes on movies and superheroes. Still looking for this to trade 514. And then again, ideal scenario is a nice hold at prior day's low, get long, reverse, take it back up is my ideal scenario. Please take your own trades, not financial advice. Okay, let's be very clear on that. Very clear. But that's my ideal scenario. I'd be kind of shocked if we didn't at least sweep this little low here from this prior local low at 530. Why did I get short? I got short because we left behind what to me seems like a really obvious target at prior day's low. We never really retested this yet after having a nice reclaim of it. And we started to get overextended, didn't fully overextend, like never actually wicked out of the Kelt channels, but started to get overextended towards that side. And then on the order flow up here, I had a large buyer show up at the highs, and then that large buyer basically just gave up. Like that's how I'm reading this is buyer got long at 93.5, took a little heat, tried to pump it above, and then I guess took a break even here and just fully gave up. So at that point, I was comfortable sitting in the short, seeing that buyers were finally running out of steam. No way we pump right there though, right? Like give me the wick of prior day's low. If nothing else, just allow me to get long from there, you know? Sylvia, I do have some music on. If you can't hear it, I'd suggest maybe turning up the volume. The mix looks fine. You should be able to hear it. It's soft, for sure. It's soft, but it's there. Come on, market. I know you want to give me that one little wick into prior day's low. I know it's waiting. I know it's waiting. There you go. GG's. Thank you for adjusting the volume and not yelling at me. I appreciate that. Oh, what a pump. Don't do it to me, market. Don't do it to me. Give me the flush. Testing this large seller at 550 as of right now. I don't know what unmitigated area means, but I'm just going to assume it's like a non-retested area is what you're saying, in which case, yes. That is the idea. Looking for the back test, basically. But keeping it in context, right? Like, I'm more comfortable with a short right now because when you zoom out, look at what we're doing on a higher time frame chart. Shorts are pretty clearly in control. Whether or not they actually get aggressive and like decide to really just waterfall price remains to be seen. But as of right now on a higher time frame, it's pretty clear that downside moves are not the only option available, right? Like, we had a solid move from 100 points off the low or whatever, but there's good two-way trade right now. Let's put it like that. All right, a little bit more. A little bit more. I potentially will look to take this off prematurely, depending on what happens here. Like, if this fails to sweep and we are holding this low, then I'm going to get out of this. Honestly, I'm just going to trail it up to 55. I think if we retake this high right here without sweeping the low into prior day's low, then I don't really want to be in this. So just trailing the stop a little bit tighter to lock in as I go at an area that I think makes sense to lock in. No, it's not. I pay for it. That being said, if you have a Lucid account, I believe you can get the license for free through Lucid. So I'm personally trading the Lucid 50K daily just because I like the dailies. But if you're also looking for Motive Wave, then I would highly recommend hit the link in the description and then go to Lucid's website through that. And if you get the daily, you should be able to get the Motive Wave license through Lucid. Which is a pretty cool partnership, by the way. It's pretty nice. Nice extra perk. That being said, keep your eyes peeled. It's also in the description. If you go down to the part that says, before I say anything, let me make sure I'm saying the right thing. If you go down to the part that says Tradester, a better futures trading platform is coming, Tradester will be out soon. And then you can use it. And Tradester, I think, is going to be the greatest platform ever made, personally. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, feel free to hold your own opinion when it's out, give it a whirl. But if you want to sign up for the waiting list, you can do so through that link. And that way you'll know exactly when it drops. But I'm very excited. I can't wait. All right, I don't like how this is stalling out. I had a large seller here that's failing. I'm going to kill this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, that, nice, okay. Took me out of that trade, so that's 314 total on that trade. I don't like how this is stalling out at this low. I would have liked to see us actually trade into prior day's low at this point and then go from there. The fact that we had this attempt higher and then are still stalling at the low, I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe it still goes and wicks it. Honestly, I would love if it goes out and wicks the low from there, because at that point, I am going to actively be looking at a potential long as we trade deeper into this area where I have marked out right here. This is prior order flow from earlier in the session when we initially broke prior day's low, these large sellers. I'm very much looking at that to become support for buyers to then rotate higher from. That being said, I'd like to see it trade first. Well, we shall see. Need to wait and be patient. All right, so far looking like a pretty good kill. Straight pumping out of it. Slowly grinding back. So this is my, if y'all haven't been around for a little bit, if you're just joining, one, welcome. What's up? Hit the like button. Why don't you? Second, this is my Lucid 50k daily eval that I've dedicated solely just to the Asia session streams. And I've also got my Apex end of day 50k that I've been using for RTH. I don't know if you've been tracking the journey on this guy or what, but look at my calendar. Started off kind of rough. Went from initial start to negative 400 on the account and drawdown, and then now bringing it back up to positive. So that's pretty nice. Calendar looks okay. Basically just am even on the week between today and yesterday, which is fine. Coulda, woulda, shoulda got long from the lows and been up like a bagillion, but you know, it is what it is. But slow and steady, and just trying to hold it. Trying to hold a steady up into the right equity curve. That's all you can do. Oh, this is actually a better graph than the drawdown curve. This is total equity curve. Very nice, very nice. My weaknesses. Long position resulted in a significant loss despite overall win rate. Variable trade durations indicate inconsistent timing discipline. F. Consistent position sizing and risk management across trades is my strength. Nice. Effective short trade execution delivering quick profits. I don't know if I agree with that one. Okay, bit of a pump back to Kelt mid. Is this the new chop zone? I hope not. I hope we trade lower. Yeah, GG's indeed. GG's chat. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. It is time for a vibe check. For y'all that are unfamiliar, vibe check is where you give yourself a little check. If you're trading, if you're just hanging out, you know, you're just hanging out. But if you're trading, what are you doing well? What are you not doing well? What do you want to improve? Are you up? Are you down? Yeah, feel free to type it in the chat. We'll kind of communally hold each other accountable. For myself, my own vibe check is I think I'm doing a good job being patient. I think I'm doing a good job looking for what I want out of a trade. So like I didn't get long down here, even though it would have been a sick long. I didn't get long down here because I didn't see exactly what I wanted, and that's fine. What could I do better? I definitely could have been more patient up here for the short, right? So like the short looks a lot better when we have this aggressive attempt to trade higher right here, this candle. Let me zoom in. Let me give y'all a little Liam chart experience. I don't know if he's still in the stream or not, if he's playing Valorant, but this candle right here, the aggressive move up, I could have waited for that sort of signal to get short. That is, in the way I view it, is more of like an exhaustion trade, where you have buyers really trying to get a lot out of it and not getting much. They're not, you know, gaining ground to the upside. So at that point, shorts become clearer, and I got short before that. So in hindsight, coulda, woulda, shoulda waited for more of a like aggressive move like that before getting short, and I would have saved myself some drawdown, roughly 17 points of drawdown-ish could have been saved on the table there. But otherwise, I think for the most part, pretty okay session so far. Got discipline on waiting for A+ trades, not having FOMO. GG's, that's big. You haven't taken a trade all Globex, that's fair. I would have made all the money on 10. Yeah, I know, bro, I know. I'm aware. Your patience turns into self-sabotage. Yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do is like plan the trade, trade the plan. If you have a plan of like, hey, I'm going to get short here like I did and then take it off down here, stick to your plan. I'm back to tense shoulders, chat. I'm back to just like straight, like knot in my shoulder. So annoying. I need a spa. I need a spa, massage, quick little eucalyptus aromatherapy. I do have a Theragun. I should use it. I'm just obviously not going to use it on stream, but I definitely could use it. Yeah, I do have a Theragun. That being said, I have like the base model Theragun. My friend has the Pro. I will say the Pro is like noticeably nicer because there's, I don't know what the word for this is, but there's a lot more like depth to how far it goes in terms of like the motion. There's a lot more depth to it, so you can get deeper into the muscle. This is a Wendy's. What up, big dog? How you doing? Let me get a double bacon, extra fries, milkshake, Coke on the side, please. Thank you. Chat, what's your go-to order from Wendy's? I think we talked about actually. Did we talk about this last night about fast food talk? I don't remember. I think maybe because Liam had Chick-fil-A. Go-to order from Wendy's for me. I haven't been to a Wendy's in forever. Also, low-key Wendy's fries kind of leave some room to be desired. That's all I'm gonna say. But the biggie bag from Wendy's, I don't know if that's still a thing, but the biggie bag was goated. Back in high school, we used to I went to the school I went to had like a program with another like regional science school, and you could like when you signed up for it, you would spend half your day at your sending school and then the other half at the regional school, and you would like either take a bus or drive there, whatever you're doing, however you got there. So once we all turned 16 and like could whip there as a communal whip, because we all like took turns driving, then we would stop for lunch on the way, and I ate like garbage during this time period. Like straight garbage. Just fast food everywhere. Popeyes, Wendy's, gas station food, just ripping hot fries and Monster, like just straight battery acid. But the go-to from Wendy's was the biggie bag. Biggie bag with the spicy nuggets. I think just like a normal, like Dave single or whatever. What in the Connecticut am I talking about? Y'all don't have like regional like science schools? I mean, to be fair, this isn't like everywhere in Connecticut. I just happen to have one like near me. This is definitely not a huge thing by any means. Out of my tax bracket. Maybe reject Kelt mid and go back to the lows? Question mark. I still want to see priorities low trade. Big Baconator guy, nice. Spicy chicken meal with strawberry lemonade, nice. Why is everyone saying Luca? I look like... Who is that? What am I about to Google? Okay, interesting. I'll be totally honest with y'all. I don't know who this is. But y'all are saying I look like him, so thank you, I guess. GG's Carl. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging, man. All right, that was one of them. Who's the other person? Who is this? Oh, wait, we have talked about this before. The football player? Croatian football player. Got it. Widely regarded as one of the greatest midfielders of all time. More. I'll take it. That's funny. Sure. I mean, I'll take it as a compliment. I hope. We have a lot of Croatian and German viewers tuning in right now, then? Is that what's going on here? Yeah, all the Holland fans, I know. Dude, Holland's funny. I don't know if y'all have seen after the World Cup, people just started like, which is kind of annoying, like the whole paparazzi side of this of like he's just out in public, like, you know, just doing daily things and people like have to take videos of him. Like, I totally get how that gets annoying. That being said, people would put it on Instagram and be like, yo, the internet's crazy. I could just post a video of Holland, you know, like in a club or whatever dancing, and he'll comment his like, I don't know what it was, like his like favorite food or something, or like favorite like snack or whatever, and he would. They just tag him and he would. It's just one word answer. That was hilarious to watch. Move to Croatia, you'd wreck. Hey man, I'm not opposed to moving to Europe by any means. I actually think that really could be in the cards, just not yet. I got other places to go before then. If you know, you know. Potentially. You love Croatia? Yeah, dude, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. Oh yeah, I mean, look at this, man. I just searched up Croatia coastline. Look at this. I know like the whole like color gradient thing here is working overtime because it's like a graded photo, but I mean, still awesome. Still very, very cool. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Chat, smash the like button for Croatia. All right, trading lower again. Hopefully this wicks into my area and then I can potentially scat out the long. Bjorn, I think I know who you're talking about. Yes, I have seen that. That is awesome. That is truly one of like the coolest parts of trading, is that like technically you can work from anywhere, right? As long as you're trading from like permitted areas, so to speak. Like I know in certain countries, you know, with certain firms you can't work with, and that's fine. Makes sense. But yes, I have seen that. Looks awesome. That is very much the dream down the line. That would be so cool. Oh, Nicholas, you're from Croatia? Sick, dude. I don't, maybe we went over this before. I didn't know you're from Croatia though. Very cool, very cool. All right, chat, we might be getting the trade into where I'm looking for. Hrvatska? Is the T pronounced or is it silent? Hrvatska? I don't even know what a Croatian accent would sound like though, so I don't know how to like inflectuate that. All right, looking to retrade this area again. I would love to see a quick dirty wick down into like 510 and then an immediate pump right back up. That would be mint. Set it great. Let's go. Let's go. Croatian Argentinian. Nice. 2 continents. Okay. They're trying it. Just traded 516 on the MNQs. Not bad, not bad. Look at that, 498. That's a ways down there. Still got a little bit to go. 30 points, 20 to 25-ish points. Wait, actually? What am I missing? Oh, about the Keystone Pipeline? Okay. What up, K-Thrap? What's going on? Pausing tariffs. Got it. What is poppin', K-Thrap? How we doing? Still waiting patiently. Would love to see this trade a little bit lower. I feel like I've done a good job being patient tonight, though, which is mint. Very happy with that. Very much hoping that this is not like a quick, dip and rip sort situation. I would really like to see this like actually try to trade below prior day's low and then get the aggressive bounce, ideally with some order flow to support it and not just like, one tick into 516 and then straight back up. That to me is not necessarily like grabbable as an entry versus if we trade into like 508s, consolidate a little bit, maybe see a large seller hit the lows that fails and then pump out of it. That's a lot more reasonable in terms of an entry for me. TBD though, TBD. I see a few people joining. This is still such a yikes, man. Killed my 1000 micro short position on the sim account, and then we puked 700 points. Sim account sitting at 240. F. Okay, haven't traded lower yet. Hey, what's going on, Skids here? How you doing? Busy day on the ranch. Yo, you live on a ranch? K-Thrap, are you like a full-on cowboy? Are you wrangling them? Sylvie, the indicator is part of motive wave, so as long as you have motive wave order flow, then that's part of it. That being said, there's a ton of platforms that have it. It's not like a motive wave specific thing by any means. I would just poke around your trap form. Yikes. Your platform. Look for either big trade studies, delta, like delta dots, delta bubbles, something along those lines. Have I gotten the sim margin call? I learned that there is no sim margin call. The account was very negative at one point. I took like 100 points of heat. I didn't see any of it because I was at work the whole time. I didn't open it, but I did take like 100 points of heat on 1000 micro short. So the account was extremely negative at one point. That being said, sim account, so no margin call. Chat, 143 watching, only 53 likes. I mean, trust, I want to do something for y'all. But y'all got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. Y'all got to earn it. Can't be handing out candy when it's not Halloween. You understand? Can't confirm or deny. Starlink. Oh, you have on your Star. Hey, can I ask you, Krathrap? Can you run a? Well, actually, first question is like, I'm assuming you can buy. I have no experience with Starlink, but I'm curious. I'm assuming you can buy like data speed. Is that right? Like, if you pay more, your data's faster, or you have larger bandwidth. If that's true, when you test your internet speed, how close is your like what it's reporting to you as your internet speed? How close is it to what you're actually paying for as like the listed service? I'd be very curious to know, because I've seen videos of people using Starlink from like legit the middle of nowhere woods, which is sick, but I'm curious as to like what the connection level actually is. We talking like 5 megs up and down, or are we talking like 50 or 100? Because 5 is kind of slow, but like 50, you're in a good spot. Like 50, you could fully like boot up Rocket League or something and rip around. Okay, really need to see one more push lower, please. Lucas, you got 50 up, 50 down, 10 up. Okay. Upload's kind of slow, but the down is good. The down's pretty reasonable. Latency. Yeah, I mean, y'all have to also understand, I have no idea what I'm talking about. My understanding of like internet speed is very limited to just like what I see on the internet speed test. You know, when I type in internet speed test into Google and my search result comes up, that's my point of reference. Realistically 30 to 35. I mean, 35 is not bad. Like, especially if you're using it in like full on middle of nowhere. Chris, you're in the desert, 140 down, 50 up. Like, that's solid. That's straight up just solid. That's Starlink on the farm, 150 down, 40 up. That's also very solid. That is similar to what I get when I am just in my house on Wi-Fi and I like connect from my phone and do a speed test. Like, I get roughly that. I get like 100 up, 100 down. And then when I'm wired in, I have like 500 up, 500 down. I think anything under 500 is tortoise, bro. What? Okay, Mr. I have 17 lines of Google Fiber running directly through my floorboards. What up, Sackboy? Hooked it up to your truck traveling on the hills of Texas. Nice. The more remote, the better the signal. Interesting. I guess less interference because it's satellite. I don't know. Again, I don't know anything. Okay, wicked into. So had I been super patient, you know, I would have gotten the full fill here. How much did I give up on that? I got out at 28. I gave up 14 points on one micro. I'm fine with that for the peace of mind of like, actually I would have gotten trailed out had I not taken it there, so I'm totally cool with that. Had I held it with my original break-even stop, I would have ended up getting the full thing, but it is what it is. That's not a bad Wiccan reclaim of prior day's low. That being said, I don't necessarily want to get long yet. I would like to see a little bit more from buyers. You took the mini to Chile, you got 250? Jeez. Okay, solid. The desert gets great signal. All right, whenever I go live in the desert, I'll make sure to get Starlink with me. Deciding what I really need to see here. I mean, an aggressive buy up from 514 would have been one thing. This isn't that aggressive. That being said, we had these large sellers coming down as we trade into this. Also means that there's an equally large buyer showing up there. So we had technically a large bid show up, a large bid show up, a large bid show up, and absorb these sellers. Coulda, woulda, shoulda just gotten long 20s, I guess. I mean, I don't hate the long. The question is like, where am I willing to get long from so that my risk makes sense? You know? Kind of wouldn't hate like one more sneaky attempt lower before getting long. Oh, I don't actually play Rocket League. That was just like a just straight like meme. I don't actually play Rocket League. I play League from now and again. Don't ask my League rank. I don't play ranked. I play like Era Mayhem just for fun. You're 30 down, 5 up. Okay, so that's, yeah, that's like the lower end of what I would expect. Is it bad to be too patient? I don't know, man. I don't think that's a question I can answer for you. I think that's something that you need to kind of like what is your definition of too patient, you know? Like, are you just scared to get into trades entirely and not taking them? Because I would argue that's too patient. But if you're patient looking for a certain thing to play out that to you validates that trade idea, then I think that's totally fine. Zach, do you think you have a better chance of being profitable by trading only 1 or 2 micros compared to minis? So I'm going to answer from my personal experience. I want you all to understand, I know there are people that trade minis out there on the same size account that do very well for themselves. So this is, a lot of it comes down to how you trade and how you manage your risk. For me personally, I don't know if y'all have seen, I operate with like a 35 in these conditions, at least a 35 to like 50 point stop loss. If I was to use a mini on that, let's just go with the maximum amount 50, and I'm trading a 50K evaluation with a 2K drawdown, a 50 point stop on one mini is literally half the account's drawdown in one trade. So that comes down to the question of, are you willing to risk 50% of your drawdown in one trade? For me, the answer is no. I'm willing to risk anywhere between 200 to 300 per trade, which is why I'm using 3 micros with like roughly a 35 point stop, sometimes extending up to 50 if I really like the trade, but mostly like a 35-ish point stop on 3 micros. So it depends on what your risk looks like. If you take trades with a 10 point stop, then in terms of dollars, you are risking the same amount as me. You just have a much smaller points-wise stop. Versus I have a 35 point stop. In terms of dollars, I'm risking the same as you. It really comes down to like what your risk is in terms of relative to your account. I personally don't think it makes a ton of sense for me. Again, I'm speaking from my personal experience. I don't think it makes a ton of sense to risk more than like 15 to 20% of your total account size on any given trade. And even that, by like professional standards, like if you go to, I don't know, Citadel or Jane Street, they're going to tell you that's insane. Cropland is a little bit different. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of bit different in terms of how you can approach risk, because with evaluations, you can offload so much of that risk onto the firm in terms of like my total in, if I was to go, just as an example, my total in, if I was to go to, shameless plug, tbm.gg/jaws, my total in, if I was to go to the website with the link in the description and then go to Lucid's website right now for the account that I'm trading, the Lucid daily 50K eval is 111 right now with code TBM for an all-in price, meaning that I'm getting $2,000 in drawdown for $111. So I'm offloading a lot of that risk onto the firm, which is not the experience you're going to have if you're, you know, with Citadel or Jane Street or, you know, whatever firm, Archegos Capital. I think they blew up, but so it depends on how you approach risk. If you are risking more points to the point where you're risking like 50% of your account in one trade, maybe dial it back, reduce your leverage, go down to like 5 micros or 7 micros or 3 micros, whatever your number is. That way you just give the account a chance to like actually stay alive, and you don't just blow it in 2 trades. At the end of the day, you can't trade without an account. So before you even think about getting paid, your number one concern needs to be, how do I preserve the account? I know that was a lot of ramble. I hope that answers the question. So the box, I literally just drew this with like drawing tools. Like I only marked this out because of the large sellers that showed up here around prior day's low. I'm expecting this like support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. I'm expecting this to kind of flip and then hold and potentially work out for longs. That being said, I'm not really seeing exactly what I want yet. Like, I would have liked to see a large seller kind of punt the lows here and then get ripped up to the upside. Because I'm not seeing that, I'm not going to participate yet. I think we potentially trade back down into this, in which case I will, again, look for the same thing. I'm looking for a large seller to get caught off sides down here, and then the market pumps out of it. That's the ideal scenario for me. Can you repeat that? Yeah, for sure. For sure. I got you. Just give me 25 minutes to cool down. It's like a special ability. I just hit the ult. I need it. It's on 60-second cooldown. Why would I go long when it's falling? I'm only going to go long if I see what I want. If I see that buyers are stepping in at an area that I expect them to step in at, which is prior day's low, then yes, I will step in with buyers. That being said, I just got out of a short. Like, I was short from up here, 590 whatever, down into close my last contract at 527. So I did take the short for what it's worth. Dude, this knot in my shoulder is brutal. I can feel it. It's just tight. Wow. I'm gonna use the Theragun after this. Colin, I don't know what that is. Isn't that like a comic? I've watched the movies. I don't know if it's like a comic or an animated. I haven't watched that. Sorry. Y'all know that Drake meme where he says embarrassing? What are we at? 146 watching, 67 likes. How about this, chat? If we get to 69 likes, I'll hit y'all with the Drake meme. We need 69 likes though. Let me see it. One more. One more. Y'all got it. Give it to me. One more. Oh, that's where that came from? Okay, I got you. 69 likes. Embarrassing. Oh, card declined. Embarrassing. Pause. Yeah. My fault. My bad. Let me get 5/10s to trade again. Maybe, please. Please. I don't even know if I want to take the trade if I get it though, because I'll be honest, I kind of want to go to bed. I don't want to sit here and babysit another trade like I did last time. I was watching it till like 1. just for it to stop out. Sick. Actually, just for it to stop out to the tick and then ripped like 150 points. Brutal. What time is it? It's 10:56 p.m. for me, sir. I am in Connecticut, so I'm Eastern time. So I'm gonna hit this stream, hop off, brush the teeth, get some water, hit the bed. You know, the usual. Nothing crazy. Some light. Perfect time for traders. Is it really? What time is it for you? I mean, this reclaim doesn't look terrible. Like, zooming out, I don't hate it. Like, we wicked down, had a aggressive attempt to trade higher so far, like semi-aggressive. And then are holding above prior day's low. So, like, it doesn't look bad. I just haven't seen anything super convincing from buyers. I haven't seen anything that makes me look at this and go, wow, buyers are here. Other than this, like, light attempt at a reclaim. Some light. An hour behind. So your central time? Cool. Mountain time. Very nice. Okay. I've got a few minutes before I'm going to get off. I'm going to keep this chart up. That being said, before I go, I do have to, I'm obligated to hit the nightly Wordle with y'all. So bear with me. I'm going to try to rip through this one real quick. Try to get this through real quick because I don't want to hold y'all too long. I just got everything off my chart. Sick. Let me line this up. Perfect. Perfectly spaced. Advertisement. Nice. Okay. All right, chat. Let's lock in here. Let's absolutely lock in. I don't think Liam's here anymore, but in his honor, Young Falcon got the S. Very good. Not going to go with Clint because I know I have the S from Young Falcon. Let's hit the S and then what else? Swag. There is an R. Surfs? Sure, let's try it just for info. Okay, got the R location. Very good. We're rocking and rolling. What would go between S and R? Some sort of vowel. What vowels do we have left? I. S-I-R. Chat, give me ideas, please. I have no clue what would be S-I-R. Right? That's the only option for vowels. Everything else is blocked out. Yeah, no A, O, U, E. It's got to be I. Dude, what? What is this word? Is this another P-Shaw? Yeah, for real. Surly? Not a word. Serb. What? S-I-R-I. Oh, you're right. Y? Oh, syrup is no, there's no U. That's a good that's a good idea though. There's no U, so it's not syrup, but Y could be the bridge. I think Y makes more sense than I. S-Y-R. Sir. Dude, what? SYR. Could be STR. You're right. You're right. You're right. STR. Chat saying strip. Damn, what a heater. I'm going to try to say this correctly. Nushin Shop. Nushin Shop, thank you very much. GG's. GG's on the Wordle. Very nice, chat. Good team effort there. All right, chat. Y'all know what time it is. It's going to be it for me. This long is kind of playing out. If you're long from 520s, GG's. Very nice. Again, didn't see the order flow I was really looking for there to confirm that I wanted to get long, but as of right now, it's playing out really nicely. So GG's, it's just going straight up. But that's going to be it for me tonight. Have a good rest of the night. If you're still trading, be smart, be patient, hit the like button on the way out if you don't mind. And otherwise, I will see y'all same time, same place tomorrow. Back at it, Tokyo Open, Wednesday night Globex. Have a good one. If you're trading tomorrow during RTH, stay safe. Make smart choices, make risk-based decisions, and that's all I've got. I hope y'all have a good night.